What's going on, everybody? We are back.
Yay.
Jarring Steven, let's talk.
Let's talk.
And we're here with a very special guest, very dear to our hearts.
Yeah.
Our pastors, Bishop Willie and Joanne
Yes.
White. They're here.
Glad to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you guys here, man. Yeah. And so, let's get right into it. You know what? Well, first of all, how y'all been?
You know what? Pandemic has certainly been different.
Really?
Challenging, different. We've had to make a lot of adjustments. But guess what?
What's that?
We're doing what we do. We're making the adjustments.
Oh, yes.
And we're doing well.
Well, I know one thing, y'all look good in this pandemic.
Well, thank you.
And God keeping us safe.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've been with them since the pandemic started.
Yeah.
We're thankful.
And we've been having a good time since it's been started. The adjustment, you guys have done an amazing job adjusting to it.
Thank you.
And so, how long y'all been married?
37 years.
37?
37 years.
Y'all been married longer than I've been living.
Right.
What?
And guess what?
What?
We still like and love each other.
Y'all do?
Wow.
Exactly.
That's what, baby. I hope I still like and love you at 37.
I don't know, we're millennials, so we give up easy.
Yeah, that's a fact. We don't like to stick nothing through it.
You got to stick it through. You got to
We've
show
been
up
in it.
every day.
Yeah, we've been in it 8 years now. Going
Yeah.
on.
No,
Going on
it-
now. We've been together
it's
9
9
years.
years.
You right about that?
April
Been
be.
married, yeah.
April be.
8. I mean, it will be 9 years
Right.
we've been married.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
It's feel like a long time.
It does. Like the early years of marriage were tough.
It was.
What about y'all?
Early years of
yes.
marriage are always tough.
Really?
Because you got two different people.
And you're learning each other. You learn each other.
And two different people, imperfect. Let me say that.
Wow.
Two
Yeah.
imperfect people trying to love each other.
That's the most difficult part of it.
That's the most
That
difficult.
is.
But you know, once you realize when I realize I'm just as imperfect as he is. It
You know
helped
what?
the
I think that's what
situation.
we don't get.
Right.
As even as like millennial couples, we don't get that.
Right.
Yes.
You know, we don't understand that. No, we both have issues. We both are, we're both imperfect.
Right.
You know, we need to come together and try to make this imperfect perfect.
I think our issues is as millennials, we think my struggle is not your struggle. I know I'm like that.
Right. A lot of us think that.
Yeah, like, oh, I don't do certain things, so I'm better than you. Or
Yeah.
I can fuss at you a little bit more or whatever.
Yeah, I feel because I don't lie, cheat, or
Yeah.
steal. Then
Right.
me having anger issues is better than you lying, cheating,
Yeah.
and stealing. And in the end,
It's
it's
no
all the
better.
same. It's no better. You
No
know,
better.
you have to work on you as much as I have to work on me.
Right.
So
Can I tell you the only person you really can work on is you?
that's a fact.
That's true.
The only person you really can work on is you.
And that's what the word say. It said the word of God is a mirror. So it don't show you nobody else, it show you.
That's good.
So you
That's real good.
show you every little dot, every little pimple. You got to work on it in your life. You got to clean it up.
Yeah.
Because he coming back for a church without a spot.
Oh,
That
man.
is true.
That's what's up. That's
That's
good.
true.
Well, you know Bishop gonna give you the real vibe.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
because listen, that's how you know the man studied.
right.
But now my question is, have you always been like that?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Right.
But I think when I got saved, I kind of loved the word. So most everywhere I went, I had a book or something. I'm trying to study and do something that'll cause me to grow.
Tell us a little bit about before you got saved. Just tell us a little.
Well,
Dad before he got saved? I can't wait to hear this.
well, before I got saved, I was doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have done, and because I had an uncle, I used to love to hang with him, and he got me caught up in pornography. So I was addicted to pornography.
Wow.
There's a lot of us, even now, that's what a lot of millennials deal with.
Right, and they got it now where it come to your phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Come to your
Easy
phone.
access.
Right. And see, God gave me a scripture. He said in Job 31:1, he said covenant with your eyes. Covenant with your eyes, not to violate God, any kind of way. So you have to agree with God. I ain't gonna look at this. I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and that's why you have to. It'll clean you up, and then you get in the Word. It'll start washing you.
Yeah.
That's what it'll start washing. They clean all that stuff. He called pornography is like a tattoo, but it do it on your brain. See things you don't look at it. It'll go to burn into your brain. You gotta think. And see the word. You got to get in the word. It'll start washing all that stuff out your mind.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good.
And so you were looking at pornography when you went inside?
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
I would go to school and think I had my homework, had my book.
Yeah.
I had a Playboy
magazine.
book. Had a Playboy book. Cover, they had the book covers. I had a Playboy book cover.
Right.
Now I got a question though. So, what did that become an issue in marriage, or did you deal with that before marriage?
I dealt with it before marriage.
Okay.
Because when I got saved at a young age, I started getting rid of that, cleaning myself up, all that stuff.
Okay.
Because that's a spirit. So you got to deal with that. Because you got to understand, pornography is a spirit. So you got to deal with the spirit and not allow God, not let the devil use you like in the past. So you got to.
I think that's a problem that a lot of us, even like millennials, and I talk about millennials because we're a millennial couple.
Correct.
The problem is we don't fix things before we get with somebody or get married. We just hop. I met Jar September. Asked her to be my girlfriend September 12th. Asked her to marry me January. We got married April.
Wow.
8 months we were in the game, full-fledged.
Wow.
And then instantly started having children after that.
Wow.
And so because we
didn't know
never,
nothing.
I was 19 years old when I asked her
Two
to marry
kids
me.
coming together.
Right.
So, and then I dealt with death my whole life.
Oh, wow.
So when we got married, my brother ended up dying.
Yeah, the year we got married, right?
Yep. We got married in April, and he told me, he was like, I don't know if I'll be here to see you walk down. Because we both had got married that next April. We didn't supposed to kind of rush it, even though, and then we had somebody you had somebody prophesy to you.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like almost like rushed, you know?
Okay.
I'll tell you why I rushed it. Is that this? I'm going to tell you why I rushed it. Listen, so I'm in church.
I'm all in.
So look, Dad, I'm in church, okay? And so I had asked Jar to marry me back in that January. And so we in church, and Bishop Miller, Donovan Miller.
Right.
Bishop Miller came to me, he said, Steve, come here. So I came up there, and he whispered, he ain't embarrassed me in front of everybody. What's wrong with you for real? Preacher be embarrassing everybody else. Pull him to the side. Pull him to the side. He said, you know you're supposed to marry her. You ain't supposed to be shacking up with her. I said, oh, yes, sir. I married her 2 weeks later.
That's what happened.
And that's how it happened. But you know what? I feel like that had to happen the way it did because of the type of people me and Jar are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm bullheaded.
Okay.
My wife is bullheaded.
Oh, wow.
We both bull. You ain't no Jar bullheaded?
Wow.
Bad. But the thing about it is, had we not got married and then had the problems, if we would have had the problems before marriage, we would. Oh, what?
No.
Because then I would have broke up with her, or she would have definitely broke up with me.
Right.
And because we're so hard headed, we both would have been like, I ain't calling him. I ain't calling her.
Wow.
Yeah.
But because something about marriage, well, I'll say this: I was ready to let it go.
Right.
She did not want to let it go.
Okay.
To this day, I'm thankful. I'm grateful that she didn't.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, she was like, nah. I was like, I'm done with you. I'm done with this. She's like, I'm done with you too. What you doing? And then I'll be right along with her. Nah, I'm chilling.
The kids want to talk to you.
Yeah. That's
So, Jara, what made you, what gave you the stamina to have that determination to stick with Stephen?
Last year, that's when we went through so hard.
Okay.
Like, it was like, okay, maybe this is the end. We don't fault, everybody. Bishop Hines was very instrumental to our marriage. Like,
Yes,
he really taught us, like, love.
He
and
told me I ain't been
forgiveness.
married long enough to talk about divorce.
That's right.
And
Right.
yeah, she told me the truth. She said, never mention it.
Wow.
You could be mad as you want to be. All get out.
Yeah.
Don't invite that word into your marriage.
Yeah.
I just get a divorce.
Yeah.
Don't never see it.
That was my favorite word.
Yeah. So that's what, my mind just started going bad.
Okay.
And I had to calm down, get out them emotions.
Yes.
And I was just like, okay, we got kids.
Yes.
My mom and dad was married, but my mom passed away.
Okay.
So I didn't really get a fair chance.
Right.
Not
to see
because-
an example.
To see an example.
Okay.
And I felt like it would be a disgrace to my children, or disgrace, if they went like.
Didn't give them
Yeah, because we won't humble ourselves to give them a chance with parents.
Yeah.
Because my oldest was like, because Stephen actually moved out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I moved out. Wow.
He moved out for
This was last year.
Yeah,
I
he
moved
moved
out.
out. So Jaya was like, well, she started asking questions and where's dad? What's going on? And I just started seeing how it affect my children.
Right.
So I was like, okay, humble yourself.
Yes.
Call, ask questions, and then it just seemed like God always put angels in our way. Stephen was playing for you all for some. You ended up losing, he ended up losing his job through it. He ended up playing for you all, and then you all came in, and I saw the strength of you all marriage. And it's one thing you told me to do: shut up.
Yeah. Did I say shut up?
Yeah, it was almost them words.
Yeah,
You probably
was like, be
to
quiet.
Yeah.
Hush
Learn
my
to hush your mouth.
my grace.
Grace, yeah.
Okay.
You didn't say shut up, but I'm a tough person,
Like
so
hush mouth grace.
yeah,
I like
hush
that.
mouth grace. But yeah, you prophesied to me, and you was like, just be quiet, shut your mouth, cause I guess you saw like I am this, and most women are like
Yes.
this. We try to talk the problem away
Right.
or talk it out,
Right.
you know. So I think I began to get quiet.
And I think another part of that is we both parties have to be willing
That's right.
to work on themselves.
That's right.
Not work on the other.
No.
Exactly.
Work on
Because a lot of times I can tell her all day, I don't like this, I don't
Right.
like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just my insecurity saying, well, Stephen, you need to fix this about you.
Right.
You need to fix that about you.
Right.
And I think until I learned to fix that about me,
Right.
I was never going to be able to make her happy.
Right.
And vice versa.
Right.
She could never make me happy.
No,
why? Because she isn't happy. She's not figured out what's going on the inside of her.
Right.
So, you know.
Right.
So,
Good.
Yeah.
So you decided to stick and stay, and y'all began to find solutions.
Yeah, we went to counseling.
Wow.
We went to counseling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is great.
Even though the counselor couldn't help us.
She couldn't. So,
Because me and Steven, it's
So
not
let me
that.
tell you why. Because
It's
our
not that.
relationship is so. We're not like a lot of couples. Me and Jara talk about everything.
Yeah.
Good.
So when she was like, well, you know, you guys need
She
to
tried
learn
to
how
separate
to.
us and tried to dig into what,
Yeah,
like figure out what I
issues.
don't know,
Right,
what he
okay.
don't know, but we knew too much.
Y'all knew everything about each other.
We knew everything about each other. So it was
Yeah.
hard for her to, you know, dig in. Like she even told us, like, I mean, I don't know where to start with you guys. Because I mean, y'all, you know what each other's problems are.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
We knew our personal problems. He know what I deal with. I know what
Yes.
he deals with.
Yeah.
Like it's no, I can't say we don't know if anybody is hiding anything, but
Right.
we are faced like we have learned. You come tell me something about Steven. That ain't true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you're transparent.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
both
very.
transparent. Like
Can't nobody ever come and say I did something. I promise you, she know.
yeah, he
Wow.
have told
If it's
me.
true, she know.
Okay.
Wow.
Even
Good
if it
or
hurt.
bad.
Yeah.
Right.
She knows. Like I tell her everything. Cause and
So,
then
you, so y'all always
it's
use the
free.
policy to tell on yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know I do that in life. I tell on myself. For you can tell on me, I'm gonna go to Bishop and be like, Bishop, I miss rehearsal.
Yeah.
Cause they ain't gonna give me that power.
And I think it's safe too, because it builds some type of
It does.
trust.
It does build security.
If you know, like, why wouldn't he tell me that? Like,
Right.
if somebody come and tell me some information, I'd be like, that ain't as bad. I don't heard worse, so why would he tell me that?
Yeah.
Or vice versa, you know what I mean? You know, so we have done good with that. I know everybody can't handle that, so I don't, you know, everybody.
Maybe advise everybody.
Yeah,
but it does
nah.
help with
There's some
security.
crazy people out there.
Yeah.
You know, we gonna,
No, I was saying like with couples, you know, some couples don't tell their partner every single thing. Like you have told me
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that most
Absolutely.
men probably wouldn't come clean about because it was already hidden. So why would you expose yourself?
Absolutely.
That's what I was saying.
Absolutely.
With you know, some people wouldn't expose themselves to certain things if they have done things in marriage.
What the Lord had told me, I think I might have been ministering, and I've been ministering a year, but God said, I want you to address the pornography spirit, because I began to see it in me and see them struggling. He said, I want you to address it, so men can be prepared to deal with this. They just think it's going to go away. I can stop. That's what I kept telling myself. I can stop.
Wow.
But you can't stop. You got to ask God
you have to.
for deliverance.
That's a fact.
That's with anything, though.
Right.
That is a fact.
That's with anything. And I think the strength to y'all's marriage has been that you invited the Lord in and asked Him to give you both grace. Because I need a grace to live with Him. and he definitely needs a grace
To live with you.
to live with me. I'll admit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the most easiest person to live with because I've got Joanne issues.
Yeah.
He's got Willie issues. But what we have been willing to do is forgive quick and love strong.
Wow, I like that.
Forgive quick
Wow. And love strong.
and love strong. We try our best never to go to bed without forgiving one another. Even if we got to talk about it a little more the next day, you know, he'll say forgive me or I'll say forgive me.
Even if
If he
it's
felt
not my
like
fault.
yeah, if he feels like I'm wrong,
Right.
totally wrong.
Right. But you got to be a man and lead.
Yeah.
Lead out and do it.
And that's what I'm learning, Dad. The man up thing to do is to go to your wife.
Right.
Is to say, okay, I might be right, but look, what's going on? Because in the end, to be a man is to say,
Take
I'll
responsibility.
take it.
Yeah, take the responsibility.
You know, if a bullet comes, will you jump in front of it for your wife?
Right.
Well, yeah. Even if the bullet coming for her.
Right.
You see what I mean? And so I feel like as a man, that's your responsibility, even if you're right.
Even if you're right.
Now, it took me a while to learn that. I think I just learned it like 2 days ago. But we get there, you know, we got it.
We get there, right?
We get there. You
You
know?
know what? That's a great example for young and old couples. You'd be surprised even how many old couples have not matured to that point. So you're sharing something here today that can help couples worldwide.
They
You're
just,
sharing something.
they inspire me.
See, you're not just helping your generation.
That's right. You're helping other generations too.
Exactly.
You know, we might look like we got it all together, but believe me,
But the fact that you can admit that,
Yeah.
say it's a lot of people that don't do it.
you know what? You have being a leader means admitting what you're not.
Whew.
Being a leader means admitting what you're not. It also means just exposing what your younger self would tell your older
Your
self.
older self.
Yes. Sometimes you got to, you know what? I was just a fool, man.
Yeah.
I was just crazy.
I just told one of my best friends that the other day.
Really? I mean,
Yeah, maybe like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, so we've learned through the process of 37 years that number one, we're not gonna die on every hill.
Wow.
You know, I'm not gonna get mad at him if he don't bend the toothpaste in the middle.
Like, yeah. Don't let the commode down.
Yes.
We're not gonna fall out about that. You know what? And even I will go as far, and people will look, maybe kind of judge me about this, even if he don't pick his drawers up out the floor.
Come on.
That's
Okay? I'm not gonna, man, you better get them, you know.
Yeah.
I married you, I've seen your drawers before.
Yeah.
Pick them up, put them in the dirty clothes.
That's just wisdom.
You know?
And sadly to say, we ain't there yet, because I'm fighting almost every battle that come my way.
we are.
You cannot fight every battle.
We ain't that.
And you gotta have some,
Back in the
you gotta
day,
have some mercy.
listen,
Back in the
I
day,
had
we
no
died on
grace,
every hill.
no mercy. Oh,
You
yeah.
got on every hill.
Every.
Oh, so y'all were arguing every day.
Every day because
We didn't go through premarital counseling.
Oh.
We
wow.
didn't necessarily
Wow,
get
this
to
is
know
good.
each other before
Okay.
we got married.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have made it 9 years
It's a
is just
miracle.
it's a miracle.
it's a miracle.
Because I was
So
raised.
y'all
a
learn as you
miracle.
go.
We learned as we go.
Like my dad is he's not military, but my dad was homeless
Orderly.
growing up. Yeah, he's borderline military. Like you can't leave his house without making up your, matter of fact, when you get out the bed, you make up your bed.
Yeah.
Right.
You brush your teeth, you do certain things.
This man still has the same white, pearly
Like, it's
white
just
carpet.
like this.
Oh,
He still, nah, it's clean with this.
Yeah.
He has the most beautiful carpet that you've ever seen for the last 20 plus years.
Wow.
That's how
So he's not
military is.
military?
He
No,
is
he's
Oh,
not
yeah.
military, but he lives
Military.
military. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was so scarred as a little boy to say that he would never live. If God ever brought him out,
He would live
he
in the
wouldn't
conditions.
live in the conditions
Yeah.
where he had to grow up in.
And so she grew up different from me because I just get up out the bed and go.
Like, when you say clothes on the floor, I'm like, I'm not used to, like, I
I
have,
leave everything everywhere. It don't matter.
like, and that's how I'm like, all this stuff, like, it really does get me like, oh my God, my dad, I feel like my dad made me like that, because it's
Right.
just like, everything have to be speak
In order.
and span, I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he and his wife is kind of the same way. So I was raised, and then I'm the only child.
Okay.
So I'm not used to people going in my stuff. I'm used to leaving it. So when
Yeah, because y'all don't touch my stuff.
no,
Okay.
She don't go through none of my stuff.
because my
She
dad
don't go
raised
through
me. You don't ramble.
Right.
Me?
You don't ramble through my
Right.
stuff.
Me, if I can't find my wallet, I'm going.
Right.
Man, let me get $20. I'm just going in there.
He
I can't-
rambles.
Look, hey,
Oh my God.
He rambles.
Cause I grew up with boys.
Yeah.
We just go in there and grab Jarvis' shoe. He be mad because he can't find them.
Wow, and you
Later
got his
on,
shoes.
I got his shoes on. Like that's what we did as boys growing up.
So like I would fight over a comb. Like, do you got my comb? Why would you? So that's when I said we would
Y'all died on every
every
hill.
hill.
We did.
Wow.
We did.
Well, thank God you learned different.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we
And that
learning.
learning.
We're getting there.
You're
Bishop.
learning.
Yeah, we learning.
Okay.
I want to touch on something else real
Okay.
quick, and then we'll make it quick. You're the senior voice of the Rehoboth Nation
Yeah,
Church.
Yes, sir.
That is amazing.
it is.
It is really.
My
amazing.
question is, Dad, how did you feel about this when it came about? You know, with Bishop being.
Well, you know, I have never. Well, I had one male pastor. I think for 4 years when I met you, one male pastor. After that, it's been all women. It's not about a woman. See, I don't look at the male. It's the he that's on the inside.
Yeah.
She got God on the inside, so
Yeah.
I gotta respect that.
And that's the strength I want to hear. Like as a man, no, it's okay. Like let her flourish in where she going. That doesn't make me less of a man.
Come on.
Cause I hear Bishop say all the time, "Oh nah, I still go to him before I do anything."
Yeah,
Right.
He's still the king of my.
She don't do nothing unless you tell me.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's a man's man.
Come-
Yeah.
You know
Listen.
what? He is a man's man. He's not intimidated. He is my biggest cheerleader.
He-
And can I tell you, I really wanted him to be the senior pastor.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
And my mother, she flipped.
Wow.
And I know it was God now.
Right.
But I'm thinking, sitting somewhere thinking I'm gonna be a first lady.
So you just gonna sit and look cute.
Look cute and
Well, you do that now anyway.
But you know, really push him and be there for my mom. But when she said God told her to make me the senior pastor, I was just as surprised as anybody.
But see, one thing too, she ordained her first.
Yes.
So that they, see, I had a lot of men telling me, step
Fight
out.
that.
You ought to be the man. But I said,
Right.
they ain't got nothing got nothing to do with me being a man.
How old
And
were
let
y'all?
her.
We have been pastoring 20 years.
Oh wow.
We were installed in 2001.
2001.
So next year we will be pastoring.
Wow.
I wasn't even 10.
So you
We
were
have
still
been
like a
pastoring.
young man.
Right.
Well, we were what, 40?
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
40.
okay. So y'all
He was a
started.
little older than me.
So y'all wasn't like the
43.
millennials, be 19 years old trying to start a
no.
church.
She was 23 when we got married.
I was 23 when we got married.
Okay.
I was 40 when I started pastoring.
Oh wow.
My mother was 40 when she started pastoring. And then my grandmother was a pastor.
Wow.
So this is the third generation
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
of women that have pastored in our family. But we were 40. I was 40. He was 42, 43.
Oh, wow.
So we've been pastoring 20 years.
And just to
But
hear that there was no jealousy,
Oh,
Jealousy,
no.
yeah.
that
But she knows how. Now she leaves the church, but she knows how to flip the script when we get home. I'm the man. I do what we gonna
Yeah.
eat? After, what we gonna eat or whatever.
Yeah.
But she knows how to submit.
Yeah.
She knows how to submit. She just can't preach to you and don't submit to me.
wow.
And
can
I never
tell-
tried.
Yeah, I can tell in church too.
Yeah.
Like
I
even
never tried.
how y'all interact. You always
Honor him.
and
Always.
it's always like make sure he wants to say. Do he want to say anything?
Right.
Like you don't move. I noticed that you have like such a grace
Oh,
about you. Like
That's
you're
okay.
so motherly and calm.
Yeah.
And that's why I be praying for, like, give me that calmness. It seems like you always say you got your ways, but
But see,
Yes.
you
She's
young,
very
you get
calm.
it.
Yeah, you're getting it at a young
Be like a
age.
sponge, just get it.
yeah, that's
Get it.
how I'm doing. I try to
Yeah,
get it because
just
she
get
is
it.
very, like, the way I always tell Stephen that, like, the way she look at you when you preach and when
Right.
you when you dance, it's just like
She be looking like that's my baby.
that's
daddy.
my baby daddy.
Yeah, that's him. He chocolate. We know.
But you know what? It all stems from a relationship before we got to church.
Yeah.
You know, before we got to be who we are. I mean, there were years when we struggled together. I'm not ashamed to tell it.
Yeah.
You know, we lived in raggedy houses. We didn't have
Smoke
clothes.
cars smoking.
Hooties.
For real?
That my brother-in-law said, I see the smoke, brother-in-law, with what a barbecue.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But we lived through this together.
Yeah.
And
I think that's what makes our relationship so strong. We've
Yeah.
been through. Listen, I'm gonna say we used to have this 1-bedroom apartment
Oh my God.
with just we had a karaoke machine as our TV stand.
Oh, wow.
And we had a little 15, 20-inch monitor that we used to watch.
That was your TV.
But watch this. We used to invite everybody over there to that little
Watch
house.
Wow.
It was
Really,
one
like, you
little
wanna watch?
apartment.
You want to watch a movie?
Yeah.
Tonight.
We only had 4 movies.
Rico was doing sound tonight, but he was over there and he used to be like, "What we going?" He used to John. Like,
Yeah. We used to be like, y'all watch TV? Rico used to be like, what we gonna watch TV on?
but we weren't embarrassed.
Yeah. Yeah, but we done been through all those humbling beginnings. We've been put out before.
Yeah.
You know? Oh yeah.
Yes.
So we've been through all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what makes the relationship so strong that even when people see this, even while they watch us live, they say, man, y'all act like brothers and sisters. That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
You know, you can tell that we have a relationship before we get on live, before we do anything else. There's a relationship at home.
Right.
You know, we done fought for this.
Right.
Yes, literally.
Right.
Don't never let anybody envy that.
Yeah.
Cause y'all don't did what it takes. Cause I remember putting buckets out. Cause I worked at night. I used to call my wife. It's raining. Put the buckets out. Cause we can
Catch the water.
Catch the water, dipping it out.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's beautiful.
all of this is made. That's why I am submitted to him, because he is just a man's man.
Yeah.
He's a man's man. And I love him and I love God. And we just try to do. Now, people came in. There were men that told him that he should make me the first lady, sit me down, even after my mom died.
Oh wow.
They
Really?
told, yes, they were wanting
So how
him
do
to.
y'all deal with the naysayers or people that try to come? Do
Between
y'all?
us?
Yeah, I didn't know that even now. I
Yeah.
got some stuff I'm dealing with.
Our mother-in-law, his mom, gave me some really, really, really good wisdom. She said, run your business and let people run their mouth.
Ooh.
She said, let them keep on running their mouths, but you run your business.
Okay.
And can
So
I
it's your business.
Can I tell you for what we were married about 35 years?
Yeah.
She
Never interfered.
never got in.
So that was her philosophy. She always told us, let people run their mouths, but you run your business.
Wow.
So we took that in. And
But
we have
we're
always-
taking that now.
Yeah.
Certainly. Because you know what? You don't have to respond to what you ignore. Everything that need a response.
Wow.
Listen, we might have to drop your cash out. Y'all dropping gems right now.
Yeah, everything doesn't deserve a response. So, you know what? If you're trying to get in my business, I'm not going to even give you a response.
Wow.
I'm not going to even give you a response.
That's another thing when it comes to people. People don't understand because like your life is your life.
Yes.
And especially when it comes to friends or family, how they
Yes.
think things should be ran.
Right.
But God has a calling on my life. He
Right.
has a calling on Stephen's life, and then He
Yes.
has a calling on our life. What we would do
Yeah.
together.
Together, yes.
And people do not understand that just because you feel life should be set up this way, you know,
Everybody does not use
everybody,
that mold.
yeah. You can't, like, for instance, I use my brother. I know he wouldn't mind. God rest his soul, but like, my brother was a coach.
Okay.
He was a school teacher. And he did things different. My brother stayed gone all the time.
Okay.
Well, that ain't me.
Right.
I'm at home, Steven's at
Right.
home. You know what I
You're
mean?
different, yeah.
You were different. So my dad can't tell me, oh, Jar, you should do this or you
Right.
should do that.
Right.
Because, you know, he tries to. But,
Yeah.
but I have to tell my dad sometimes, look, this is my life.
Yeah.
This
Right.
is our life. This
Right.
is how
We got
we
to-
run our
This
stuff.
is how we run our house.
Yeah. So
So
sometimes
with-
people get upset with you when you don't follow their
Right.
Their
code.
patterns,
Mhm.
yeah.
With
Wow.
you being the senior, I mean, hey, you're the senior pastor. Like that's how y'all run y'all house.
That's how we run our house. And he makes sure. Sometimes I'll dumb down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll dumb down. I go places, and the first thing they do is say, "Come on, Bishop."
Pull me to the pulpit.
They come bring him to the pulpit and say, "Come on, Bishop. Come on back here with us," and blah blah blah. And sometimes I go take a seat on the front seat, and he'll go say, "My wife's the singer voice."
Yeah, sometimes
Dad.
then I tell her, "Come on up here." I said, "We don't have to come back."
You hear what I'm saying?
I said, "We gotta say we
We ain't gotta come back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so.
He's
that's
so supportive. He is
Wow.
so supportive.
Well, that's beautiful. I think that right there, we're gonna wrap it up on that note.
Okay.
That was amazing.
Well, thank you.
We thank y'all so much for coming. And I really hope y'all enjoyed.
Oh, I had so much fun. Y'all are hilarious.
You know me, I mean, I'm funny.
Oh my God, you can't give Steven a compliment.
I like compliments. My love language.
But can I say this? I love God how He's maturing both of you,
Wow.
and maturing both of you together. No matter what you're going through, y'all stay together, and when y'all stay together, y'all giving God the glory.
Yes.
Then also you gotta always before you do anything, you gotta remember your children.
Yes.
Anyone want here? If you try to throw something in here, try to get some store, but remember your children. I had to remember that. I said I ain't going nowhere. I had to remember that I never had a dad. Never knew my dad. If he came in here right now, I wouldn't know him. So I had to stay with my wife, and I promised God that my children would know their father.
Wow.
Now they grown and gone, but they knew their father.
Right.
They do that for Wow. Okay. That's wisdom. Thank you so much, Dad. That's
Think
wisdom.
of your children.
Yeah. So hey, I'm gonna let Dad end us on that note right
Yeah,
there
that was
tonight.
good.
And so we hope, as the audience, I hope y'all really enjoyed this segment. I hope y'all really did. Leave comments down below, share it, and we'll be back on the next one.
We'll be back.
We'll see y'all later.